So how did I scale to over 30 grand per month? Simple. It's a game-changing cold emailing machine. This isn't just any system. It's an ultra-personalized system that personalizes the email from head to toe, tailored specifically to that prospect. And the results? Over 10% response rates on every single campaign. So in this video, I'm going to be building that exact system from start to finish, completely from scratch, breaking it down, showing you exactly how to do it, exactly how it's helped me, my business, and other businesses that I've implemented this into. So let's crack on. So what tools are we going to be using? We've got make.com to create the system, Google Sheets where our leads are stored. And if you haven't seen my previous video about how we can scrape leads completely for free and completely autonomously, go check that out because it just adds them into Google Sheets while you're sleeping. Instantly, where we're going to add the leads to and then eventually send out in a campaign. And Perplexity, which if you haven't heard of, is an AI search engine. So we're going to start with a Google Sheets rows, which I've added this spreadsheet to where our leads are. Next, as you can see in here, there's a few names which need formatting. For example, if you were to put that into the Anymail Finder, it's not going to work. It needs their actual names, same as this. So we use that as examples, and we'll just do a simple OpenAI create a completion. So we're probably going to be using one of the cheapest models here. It's not too complex. 3.5 turbo will do. And we'll start off with a system message, which basically tells them how to act, tells them what they are. I really like this. I always use this same prompt for most of my system messages. Helpful, intelligent, writing assistant. Next one's going to be a user message using the full name provided. Format the names into a normal readable format. You can play around with these prompts that I'm going to use. I'm just doing them off the top of my head. But this one's pretty simple. All you've got to do is format the names. Remove emojis and special characters. Should do. Readable format. And then we'll just do a couple user and assistant messages, which are going to be using examples. So, yeah, we'll use Dr. Murray. And we want that to be Murray-Zaki. And we'll do another user, an assistant. Get another example from here. Obviously, you'd have more leads, so you're going to be able to do more examples, but I don't have as many in there as you guys will have, so I've just got to do a couple examples. A lot of people put MBA or whatever. Let's just say Kyle Walker MBA. It's just going to be Kyle Walker. Final user, you'd probably want to do 5 or 6 of these as well, just so you're aware. And it'll be the full name, Posh. And save. And if we run this and we put in John Tyre Long Anime, whatever. And the result is John Tyre. Perfect. So now we're going through the sheets. We're formatting the names. We then want to set some variables. Okay, it's going to be a bunch of these, to be honest. And these are what we're going to pass through to the webhook afterwards, which I'll explain to you shortly. So we're going to want full name. It's going to be that. Company name. will be that. What else do you want? Title, description, whatever. Put the industry through as well. That'll be important later on. And we'll take their profile, their LinkedIn URL. Where's that? This one. Right, now, because I've done this before, I understand that we're gonna come over some issues, particularly with the summary and title description, because when you're putting something in a JSON format, which we are, especially when we're sending it over to the webhook, you can't have anything in there that's going to break the JSON, like double quotes, tabs, new lines. You just want to clean them up as well, bullet points, stuff like that. So I think with the summary and the title description, since they're the longest ones, we're going to have to replace a few things. We're going to have to replace bullet points. I know we're going to replace new lines, tabs, and just condense it all down. Emojis. Let's just do it. Let's do it as we're talking. Let's have a look. So replace new line, bullet point, tab, and replace emojis. Right. So we're going to be doing the summary. So that one will go there. So click summary. Right. Then we're going to place emoji characters with a space. Don't know why it must be sticky. Don't ask me why. Then we're going to do bullet points, which if you've got a Mac is option 8 with a space. Nice. Then we're going to do new lines with a space. Okay. And then any tabs. Don't know why it does that. With a space. And let me just double check I've got that right. Summary, emojis with a space, bullet point with a space, new line with a space, tab with a space. Yeah, that looks right. And essentially just copy that, stick it here, title description, and that should do. We've got our variables. Now we're gonna find the emails, and for that I use something called Anymail Finder. This I've found to be the best one. There are other decent ones. I can't remember what it's called. There's a cheaper one at the moment. I just don't find it as good, and I just prefer Anymail Finder, and I've got a load of credits with them as well, which is another reason. So here's a load of weirdos that I've tried to search before, but normally I do it via an API call. So this is the API documentation. Now, if you're not familiar with stuff like this, you're best to get familiar with it, because this line of work you're going to be playing with and using APIs quite a lot. Good news is that Anymail Finder make it pretty easy. So it's going to be a HTTP request. They do actually have a built-in one, but not one. We're going to be using the callback URL. So webhook callback. So we can't use it. So we're going to have to do a HTTP make a request. Now, I'm pretty sure it said it was a post request. Find a person's email. This is the endpoint you're going to have to put in, which it said was a post. You're going to have to do some sort of authorization. So I like to just copy it in because it's American spelling and I'm not used to it. Go to the authentication page, which is, and set your API key as the value. So you want to get your API key. Obviously, I'm going to rotate this afterwards, so don't even bother trying to put that in. Cool. And then find the person's email. And these are parameters you can put in the domain if we have it, which we don't. First name, last name, company name, or full name. So we're going to just going to be using full name and company name, which is pretty simple. So that's going to look like, oh, it's bearer. So it says here, bearer, your API key. So bearer space and then API key. Cool. Content type application JSON, which we can put there anyway, domain, full name. And just to make it easy again, we're going to copy that. You're going to go body type raw, content, application JSON, and stick that in like that. Just make it a bit nicer. Cool. And instead of that, we're going to do company name, company underscore name. And then I like to just clean this up. You don't need to put the spaces in. Personally, I do. Just to make sure this is working, we will put in a random company. So I don't even know, Amazon, whatever. Jeff Bezos. Save and run. And status code 200, so that's good. And it comes up with the email, but the validation is unknown. But that's fine, we know it's working. So go back into it, down, get rid of Amazon, put in the company name from here, and the full name is full name. Okay. Now, because I've done this before, and you've probably know, if you've watched my videos by now, that I'm a big advocate for volume in terms of cold emailing. So you can only run this for 5,000 leads before it times out, because make.com, if you're not aware, has a timeout of 45 minutes. A scenario can only run for 45 minutes before it times out. So you're actually going to have to run this multiple times. But the best way to handle that is to split the scenario into two. You could do even more than that, but there's no timeout on the webhook. This will just send data to a webhook to another scenario, which will go through and create the personalization. But for now, we're going to want to perform what's called a webhook callback. If I just show you what that looks like. Oh, no, here it is. Yeah, so a webhook callback. When the result is ready, instead of waiting for the request to complete. So you're going to want to use that as another header within here. X webhook URL, and then put the URL from the webhook. So YouTube personalized webhook, save, copy the address, go back, stick it in. Now we'll run this once just to make sure everything works as we'd want it to. That should be listening for data, which it is. Run it, go into here, and it should say successfully, but it hasn't. Oh, there you go, successfully determined. We'll go into here, Alex W. Okay. It's not going to be able to find that anyway, but I would give that as an example just to change to Alex, but it's pretty pointless. Full name is Alex W, summary, title, description. And did we get his email? It won't say other than in there. So if we just run that once, run this again, we couldn't find any emails for that domain, which is fine. So that's pretty much done. So I'll just name these for you, just so you understand what's going on. This format names. We want one more replace function in there. Or is it just? And we're going to replace double quotes Yeah, with single quotes. So and do the same down here, up here, sorry. We'll be replacing double quotes. Right, don't know what's going on. My keyboard's messing up. And then change that to summary. Cool. Place new lines of quotes, then find the emails. And send to Webhook. What I like to do as well, if I get to split them up, is put numbers in front so we know which one's scenario 1 and which one's scenario 2. So number 1, let's just call it ultra personalized find emails. Cool. Now, this is where it gets fun. We've got all the data through. No, we haven't. Because what we've got to do is send everything else through as well. So we're going to send, we've got company name, full name. You want to send through the title. Which is title. I've got a banging headache. I don't know if that's why I can't type. Right. Title description. The industry. The company location. And the LinkedIn URL. Cool. And just get rid of that comma there. Pretty sure that's all we need, really. Let's just run that as well. Right, my camera was about to die there, so I just had to plug it in. But we'll carry on. So once we've got the email and all the information that we need, what I like to do is verify the email. I like to send emails to a list that is fully verified. What you could do is set up a router. If email's valid, then just carry on and go do the personalization. If it's catch-all or they're unknown, then you can send it to never bounce. But personally, I like to only send emails out to lists that are 100% clean. And it does add a little bit of cost, but it's certainly worth it. But any email that exists, I just put it through here anyway, because Anymail Finder does claim to have a 97% deliverability rate. But even if it's unknown or invalid, whatever, Anymail Finder, I don't fully trust it. So I like to put it through here just to see if it's valid or not. So you'll do the email and set up a filter. Like I say, you could do if validation is valid and you could only just check the valid ones, but sometimes there's a few that will slip through that are unknown, and I like Anymail and I like never bounce just to check, just to be on the safe side. Okay, now it gets fun. So you might have seen on YouTube before systems like this, which just personalize the first name. Like I said at the start, this is going to personalize the whole thing. And if I just show you sort of what that's going to look like, I don't write anything. Every single email is completely personalized and tailored to that specific person. So this helps your deliverability because you're not sending the same email over and over again. Syntax just doesn't work anymore. You want to be sending completely different emails every time, and your deliverability will significantly improve. Even if you're already 97%, this will go to 98, 99% deliverability landing in the inbox. It is incredible. So we're going to be using Perplexity, like I showed you at the start, for this, just to get as much information on the on the company as we can. And they do actually have an inbuilt model. These are new, Sona and Sona Pro. I'm going to try out Sona. I think I did get an email saying these are getting dissolved at some point. So we'll do Sona. Okay. And we want to just set up a filter just before I forget. Only if result is equal to valid. Now, you could just put it in there, but I do like to just give it a system prompt, but you could just go user and stick it straight in. But I like to give it a bit of a prompt. You are an AI research assistant with access to real-time information. I tried this before I just typed in a few of my mates' names and stuff, and it comes up with it sometimes comes up with a bit of jargon, a bit of crap, a bit of fake information. So you have to be a bit careful with that. What you could do, I haven't tried this, you could end up putting another AI step in there just to say, is this valid? Is this correct? But personally, I want to cut down on operations, keep it as cost effective as possible. So I just like to give it this system prompt, just to make sure that, or just give it a bit more of a push just to get real information and not to hallucinate. You respond only by providing factual, I will struggle with this one, concise, verifiable information in a bullet point format. Do not hallucinate. Do not make up facts where possible. Cool. And that's our system prompt. Now we will do a user one, which essentially we're just going to be telling him what we have. Input full name, title description. This will be input summary, industry, company location, and the LinkedIn URL. So now what exactly do we want to get? A company overview would be good. Following lead information. Give me the following information. We're going to have the company overview. We want probably the key products, what it is they actually sell, their flagship. Any trends in that industry? Recent news would be good. Recent news. We don't want to get loads of information here, so I will tell it to give me a maximum amount of words, which was probably set to about 300-400. Who's their target audience? These are all things we're going to be using for the personalization. Who are their competitors? And what are they doing? No, just competitors. 7. Who's the main decision makers? Okay. I'm happy with that. Is there any more information in here we need to put in? Full name, title description. Is that everything we get? Full name, company name. Did I put company name in? No, I have not done that. Company name. Have I not done that? No, I haven't. Company name, title, summary, title, skills, industry, location. Yeah, cool. Company name, full name, title description. Got their email. And we're going to ask for that stuff. Keep it less than. We'll try 350 words and see what comes out. Is that a lot? I don't know. In fact, let's see what it gives us originally and see if we need to cut it down afterwards. So after that, we're going to actually create the personalizations. You've got a couple options for the model that you use here. You could use O1. Might be a good idea to create even better, let it think a bit longer. But to be honest, I do like 4.0 or just 4. Something like that. No, I like 4.0. 4 turbo, 4. I like 4.0. Same as I normally do. You are a helpful, intelligent writing assistant. Right, we're going to have to give it a few examples as well, which could take a while. So instead of me just doing them in front of you, I'll pause the video and I'll just go through them with you afterward. Right, so I've just given it one example and I've done the prompt and everything, so we'll go through that. But I just ran this once with the first person in the spreadsheet, and it gave us the company overview, what they do. So they're conversational AI people. There's no specific information, but they do it for various industries, including telcos, fintechs, and financial services. So telecommunications. The moving industry trends, the industry is moving towards more sophisticated conversational AI agents, powered customer support, growing demand for powered customer support and automation. Competitors. My camera's about to die, so I best crack on. And he's a key decision maker. So, right, I'll show you the prompt before my camera dies. It doesn't look good. Again. You are writing a cold email to a decision maker in a specific industry. You might want to stay away from this. We'll see what it spits out. The email should focus on introducing your service, highlighting the prospect's unique qualities, and presenting an irresistible offer. Should be a Spartan tone of voice, like you're speaking with a friend in a bar, emphasis on personalized details to engage the prospect. I'm just scared about my camera. If you guys just want to pause the video, take notes, you can copy this word for word, whatever you want to do. I'm going to put this in the description anyway, the blueprint. I'm worried about my camera, so I'm not going to go through it all. Just pause the video on the bits, but pretty much I've gone with 4 different sort of paragraphs, so to speak. Your personalization, the too long didn't read. So the personalization is they're going to see that in the preview body of their inbox, and that's going to want to make them open the email. The too long didn't read is going to be the impactful one to make them want to keep reading. The social proof, you're going to be reaching out to an industry that you've already helped a company in. So you can just include that in your example. I helped X company receive Y results, and you'll put that in your example so it keeps going back to it. They were facing similar problems with U, X, Y, and Z. Then you're going to do a call to action. So you don't really need to put this in. You could spin tax it, but I like to do it just because that can change it for me. And then add a final personalized touch. So make it non-salesy. So even if we don't talk, I'd love to know more about this. Or even if you don't want to even if you don't want to work with me, I'd still love to speak to you and pick your brains, add you to the network, stuff like that, right? And then I've just put stuff like this because that can trigger spam results. Try to stay away from spam words. But since every single email is personalized, ultra deeply personalized, it doesn't matter too much. And then I just did an example with the first guy. So this was everything they've got in the sheet and the company research. And then I wrote, "Hi, Stephen. Impressive how," by the way, this is, if you're not aware, that just means enter on your keyboard, essentially. Impressive how ThinJetty has been at the forefront of the conversational AI revolution, especially in helping telecommunications, fintechs, and financial services enhance their customer interactions. I can help ThinJetty incorporate another form of AI to supercharge your business, boosting lead generation and customer engagement. This creation has streamlined my own outreach. I'm saying this because I haven't worked with an AI company. Do not lie. You haven't met these people, right? This is completely cold. They don't trust you as it is. I need to make it myself bigger here. Do not lie to these people. Everything needs to be 100% true, okay? You can't, in cold email, you can't just go around lying to people, okay? It has to be genuine. So that's why I'm saying, make sure you're reaching out to industries that you've already helped. Just scrape an industry like that are related to company that you've already helped, right? Even if we just talk about the platform and systems you guys put in place to build these bots, I'm super interested. PPS, let me know if you're not interested and I'll take you off my list. That invites a response, okay? That's going to help your deliverability as a whole instead of them just going unsubscribe, list unsubscribe or something like that. And then you're going to do the full name, the company name, the title, the summary. Well, I'm not going to do it. You guys know what to put in there. Title, description, the time at the company, which we haven't actually put through. So maybe I meant company location, which is that. And then the company research, which is citations, note, choices, message, content. And you're going to want to do another couple of these examples, right? And get it exactly how you want to send these messages, okay? Make sure the response format is JSON object and parse it. Play around with the temperature, see what you guys like. And then we're going to add it to Instantly. Before you start adding it in, you're going to want to test this. So let's just have a quick one-person test. It's doing one anyway, cool. The problem is, if it doesn't get all the way through, if it's not valid. It is valid, nice. Perplexity might take a while. Again, this is why we do it in the webhook. Oh, very important. Sequential processing set to no. That's important. We're not going to get into it. Right, let's have a look. Okay, that hasn't worked. It's just given one out. I'm trying to think why, but my banging headache's getting in the way. Icebreakers, because I put personalization down here. Let's have a look. I'm just waiting for my camera to die. Boom. So one thing I'd change is it hasn't got the name in there. You want to make sure it's got his name in there. Hi, Stephen, in this case. The TDR helped ThinJetty bring in additional revenue streams by leveraging AI to surface new opportunities. I worked with a fintech-focused AI company recently and helped them unlock. Okay, so obviously you want to change that and make sure it's outputting your own specific. So I keep looking at the camera, thinking it's about to die, and I look over here and I'm still on the screen. yeah, you want to make sure, like I said before, you're not thick. You want to play around with this to make sure it's relevant to a company you've worked on before. If you have no social proof, then do what I've done in the example, which is just say, I've done this with my own company to get X meetings a month, because this is going to get you guys meetings. If you just try this out, it's going to get you guys meetings. So I've used this myself, or do it with your uncle or whatever, your dad or your Jimmy Savile. Do it with anyone to get those replies. This has worked here. You see, it's done 2. It's got a line break in there, whereas this one, not sure why it hasn't. Right, and then link that up. Connect, choose your campaign. Then you want to go email, their first name, since we haven't got it. You're going to do get, split, the name, the full name, space. Why does it not do it? Space. Am I still working? Yeah. Space with 1, I think. No, space, bracket, that 1, bracket. So that gets the first name and that gets the second name. Cool. Company name. The personalization is going to be icebreaker. Phone and website we don't have. And then you want to do custom variables. Too long didn't read is too long didn't read. Is it social proof? Yeah. Social proof will be social proof, and the same with CTA and PostScript. And yeah, so I hope you can sort of understand. In fact, I'll just show you right now. Hey Jason, love how you balance cutting edge product engineering with regulatory compliance. Reminds me of the best kind of leadership, tech savvy but grounded. I could help you do this. I recently helped with a fintech platform and helped them generate that much in additional revenue over a few months. They face similar challenges around this and that. Risk-free, a guaranteed 20 appointments booked, or you don't pay. Would this be worth a quick call? Even if we don't work together, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And if you're not interested, let me know. I won't follow up. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. A completely, I don't think this has been done before. I couldn't find anything about this level of personalization. Like I say, it's going to be great for your deliverability. Your prospects are going to be more inclined to respond to you just because of how much they think you've spent the time to look into their company and into them. When I was working in sales, our managers and sales directors used to tell us, just spend 5-10 minutes before you call someone, before you email them, do a bit of research on them, and then email, because they're more inclined to reply. Guys, you can put 10,000 leads through this, all ultra personalized, deeply personalized for the prospect, and your response rates are going to be through the roof. But I hope you enjoyed this. I've been doing a lot recently about systems that are going to really help you and increase your revenue and help you scale, especially if you're new. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see. I've got a few things in the pipeline that I'm going to show you in terms of systems that I personally use that have helped me to get to where I am. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. Well, take care, like, subscribe, do all that crap. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.